So what's up everybody, it's your boy again, Tiger 10, and today we're just going to be doing the market breakdown of the trades we took today, which is Monday 30 March 2026, right? So without further ado, let's jump straight into the charts.
Exposing the pulse in global FX, watch these 5 tickers tell the story. Quick context, momentum builds. GBP USD USD GPJPY USD JPY XAUSD. Volatility check, stay nimble. GBP USD, watch the drift. EURUSD, mean reversion on the radar. GPJPY, volatility rising. USD JPY, trend strong. Deep dive, trend, pullback, entry, risk, exit. Stay disciplined. ZAU USD, gold holding steady. Quick signals, clear focus. This is your market roll call. Stay tuned. Next steps, watch list ready.
So starting on, we have our checklist, our watch list. I trade 5 pairs, as you all know. GBP USD, Euro USD, GBP JPY USD, JPY, and ZAU USD. So for today, ZAU USD and GBP JPY, they did not meet with my confluences because I trade with the trend, the daily bias, and also the entry location and the entry signal. So when the trend doesn't sync or doesn't coincide with the daily bias, I then leave it. Why? Because it's not according to plan, right? The daily bias is a trend filter, right? So GBP JPY and ZAU USD or gold, that's why you see them, they are in the daily time frame. I did not even look at them for the whole day, right? Because I'm waiting for the EMAs in the 1 hour and 4 hour time frame to cross over and start showing bullish momentum, which means the smaller moving averages will be well above the fast moving averages will be well above the slower moving averages. So waiting for that one, ZAU USD and GBP JPY, we had 3 pairs still on my watch list that the trend was coinciding with the daily bias of the day. So on GBP USD, we had our bearish previous day. This was the previous day high and previous day low, and as you can see, it was a bearish candle for that day, right? If we put in the daily time frame, and the EMAs in the 1 hour and in the 4 hour, they were showing bearish momentum. That is the faster moving EMAs were well below the slower moving EMAs, right? And then we go into our 30 minutes and 15 minutes time frame, right? In our 15 minutes time frame, as soon as we saw this engulfing candle after a break and retest of this level right here, right, we sold, right? In our 30 minutes coincide, we had additional confluence with our 30 minutes where we were showing pin bar rejections, and we sold for the day for GBP USD, right? And Euro USD, we had the same, as I told you, GBP USD and Euro USD, they have a positive correlation. So on Euro USD, we had the same trade. It went into a bit of drawdown because we entered it, our execution time frame was the 15 minutes, right? A tight stop loss 13 pips and a take profit of 34 pips, aiming for a 1 to 2.6, right? Because we were seeing that in the 4 hour time frame there was this liquidity pool here, so we were just anticipating that it is going to break out, but this liquidity pool, we did not anticipate that it was going to grab this liquidity. It was going to sweep liquidity down here because Euro USD is usually slow, so we just wanted to grab here our quick 1 to 2.5 risk to reward trade, and then we get out of the market. But personally, when I saw rejections in the 1 hour time frame, there were weak rejections in the 1 hour time frame as soon as we grabbed liquidity. So there were 3 candlesticks with weekly rejections. So I closed, I think, right about here, right, before it even went for TP, right? So I ended up, this is what psychology does. If you constantly look at the charts, constantly looking at the figures, right? If I just set and forget, I wouldn't have done this because it is not according to plan. right? But I was very confident with this trade because one, our trend was there, our daily bias was there, our area of interest was there. This is a key level of support and resistance, as you can see in the 1 hour time frame. It is always uh, it is always acting. If we go right back in time, it is always acting as a key level of support or a key level of what, of resistance. So everything, this was a 5-star trade. This was an A plus setup, because an A plus setup is when all 4 confluences are met, and a setup is when the EMAs, the trend and the daily bias, they are not in line. Then a B setup is when one of the confluences are not met. So nowadays I'm trying my best not to take an A or a B setup. I'm just trying to aim for the what, for the A plus setup. Then we go to our third pair, USD/JPY. This was a straight stop loss. It went a bit into some profits, right? About 0.5 of our risk, about half of our risk, and then went straight for our losses. Everything was according to plan. The EMAs in the 1 hour and 4 hour, they were facing up. The previous day low and previous day high, it was a bullish candle for the previous day. So everything was according to plan. But this is how it is in the markets. Strategies, they work with probabilities. They are not always 100% winning, right? They have a certain what? They have a certain win rate. So using 1 to 2.5, because that's the current risk to reward ratio we are currently using nowadays. Using 1 to 2.5, the risk to reward formula is a risk, which is 1, divided by a risk plus reward, which is 1 plus 2.5, right? Then we multiply that by 100, and you get what? About 28.5, which is around 29% rounded to the nearest whole number. So using this strategy, it means for you to be at break even, right? The win rate you need to be at break even is 28%, right? It's about 29%, which means if you have a 40% win rate, we are way more profitable. 33% win rate, you are way more, we are a bit profitable, but 40%, 50% win rate, we are way over what? Over profitable. You can get about 8% in just what? In just 2 weeks. So with this now, you can see that in my journal, right? In my journal, if I go to my statistics, right? Mind you, this account, I've only traded it for about 1 month, one serious month, because I bought it in November, and because of what I told you, the festive season holiday, I did not trade it at all. When I came back, I was no more in tune with the markets. Price was just being brutal, and also plus the war, price was just being brutal. My psychology was no more in game like it was used to. It took me time to get back in game. So I had to go back in drawdown, as you can see on the equity cap. So just looking at the statistics, right, you can see there are only 8 wins and 21 losses, but I'm around what? I'm around break even, right? And which other factor that can say that my psychology was not in place? You can see there is a 28% win rate, which means I'm supposed to be at 0-0, right? Not at -2, as you can see there, right? So it's like I wasn't even trying to pass this. I know I'm doing my best, but with the discipline that you are seeing right there, it's like I wasn't even trying. But if we go to the calendar, you can see that one profit can outweigh all the losses of the week, right? Which shows that it's a good strategy, it's a good win rate, right? It's a good risk to reward ratio. And the 2 months which I was talking about is March and November, because these were just small trades to keep the account active so that it is not closed. And December also, but this was the month I traded, right? So you can see this is how it is. You can see that when I took 2 trades, right, if they are a loss, they were way less than what the 1% profit, right? I was still in the game right there. But now coming back, this is the trade I was talking about, and this journal, guys, I've already shared with you. It is a very good journal. You can see I can easily see what I was looking at when I entered. Right, we're entering right here. We went in some eye-watering drawdown for the next about two 1.5 to 2 hours, but then as you can see, the EMAs are also there, but then it went straight into direction. And as you can see, the confidence of this trade is confidence level 10, because everything was to perfection. This is why it played up to perfection. The GBP USD trade was to perfection. Usually I want to take 1 trade per day, right? But in my community I may put about 2 to 3 signals in 1 day, because I'm analyzing all the markets where we can see an opportunity. I'll just send. So you can see that for today I can write my emotions, the conditions for the market. The volatility of the market was very high. There was news on Euro USD. Market condition, it was very both GBP USD, for all of them, GBP USD, USD JPY, we tried to buy it, and so it was a loss. USD JPY and GBP USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, and USD JPY, it was a downtrend. And my mood, it was mixed, because I was feeling relaxed, because I trust my process, right? I trust my process, so I wasn't that anxious, but I was in a bit of fear, because I'm already in drawdown. I was in a bit of fear that if the first trade of the week is a loss, right, I'm going to end up getting into more drawdown. So as you can see, the market, the notes of the day, fear of more drawdown, and then this is what caused my psychology to eventually close the trade before it had fully played out. So just to confirm with the real account, right, because this might not mean anything. This is the trade for today, Euro USD, with a profit of around 108 minus commission, right? So this journal, it records everything. This is why it is written 103, because the 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 commission is already been calculated there, right? So it's a pretty nice journal. Everything, you can see your statistics, your worst performing pair and your best performing pair. Right now I've not been in tune, so these may not be all that well, but you can see that average winning holds at 12.5 hours average losses. It means when it is a loss, I quickly get out of the market. When it is a profit, I might take, was this trade took about 3 hours, but most trades they take about 20 hours, about 15 to 20 hours, right? So it's like I'm an intraday trader. I'm not a swing trader. I'm an intraday trader, where my positions can slip over, but not take more than 24 hours, right? I think it's only one trade that took 1 day, right here. So this is it, guys. This is the FundedNext, and I have not yet taken any payout with FundedNext, because I told you this is the same account which I was trading since last year, right? It's this same account. I have 2 accounts. I do not trade them all at once. The other account, I just put small positions so as not what, so as the account not to be closed. But this is the same account. As you can see, the information matches with the one what, with the one which is on on our our journal, our strong journal. Yes, I've made some payouts, right, especially with my personal account and some account, but with FundedNext, I've not yet gotten a payout. This is the first account, and it just so happened that I'm always grinding. Like for today's trades, I was I was I was just grinding, right? When I saw that the graph is now showing some weak rejection, and then I just closed it on the spot. Right? I just leave my analysis go and grind. So my best performing trades will be most of the time uh, on the ones that I want to set and forget. And as you can see, this one is a failed one. All right, it's a failed one. But look at the discipline score. The discipline score is 75%, which is good. Which means I have, whenever I'm taking trades, I'm taking them disciplinary. I'm taking them good, because as you saw on the journal, there are 21 losses and only 8 wins, but the account is not yet closed. Right, which means there is some degree of discipline. Although I'm not satisfied with the amount of discipline with the behavior I have been doing, like closing some trades midpoint, or maybe executing uh, setups that are B setups or C setups, or where there's no setup at all. So the 2 weeks I lost the account, so it is what it is, guys. We just try again next time. Right now we are now currently what, we are now currently down only 2.7%. All right, executing this strategy, and as you all know, I always share with the community, executing this strategy. As you can see, today's trades, we had 1 to 2.5 trades and 1 to 3 trade, which was USD JPY. So losing one trade, you lost 1%, and you gained 1 is to 2.5 trades, which is 5%. Overall, in the day, you have what? We will be up about 4% for those who will be using their personal accounts. For those who will be using funded accounts, I don't think anyone will execute 3 consecutive trades with 1% stop loss, because eventually you might end up having more than what, 3% loss in a day, and you might breach the account, because for example, FundedNext, they do not allow more than what, 3% drawdown. So the trades were just perfection. GBP USD, Euro USD. But as for USD JPY, we simply do not know what happened. It was a clear uptrend, right? Maybe it was because of this break of structure, but we never anticipated that, because our strategy says when we are in uptrend and the daily bias is bullish, buy. When we are in downtrend and the daily bias is bearish, sell. So with that being said, guys, until next time, peace out.